Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm an analyst in the TJ Maxx shoe area. A typical week starts with me creating a strategy for how I'm going to ship my goods for the week. I look at my previous week's sales performance and take into consideration what product drove my business this week and what parts of the country sold the strongest to create a shipping strategy. Then I take this information and see how I can apply it to this week's strategy. I spend the rest of the week executing this strategy, but throughout the entire week, I'm constantly partnering with my planning manager, AP, other analysts, as well as my buyers to figure out how to best drive sales and evaluate the business. I spend a lot of time on the phone with the distribution centers because they're my eyes and ears. They see the product that I'm shipping, and I partner with them on any issues that we may have. For example, I had some children's shoes come in that were supposed to be sparkly and silver. My MC in one of the DCs called to tell me that they came in with red sparkles. This is something that I need to talk to the buyer about because they didn't come in as ordered. I'm thinking it might be okay for this time of year, but we'll partner together and decide if they're okay to keep. As an analyst, I'm the closest one to the product before it goes to stores. On a weekly basis, I need to know how performance is, what's doing well and what's not, and most importantly, what's driving the sales for each of the classifications I ship. I need to understand what all of the reports mean and be able to articulate what's going on to each of my business partners. I'm the support for my AP, PM, even the buyers. For example, the buyer might be going to stores and ask me to pull a report so they can see performance in that store. Or a buyer could be making a big buy and come to me to pull together some selling information to help them. I like to analyze the report first and then share my thinking with the buyer. By doing this, I always end up learning something new, and it helps me further build our relationship. There are going to be cases where you're not the typical customer for your business. You have to learn to separate what you like versus what will sell. You very quickly will learn to see through the eyes of the customer in the business you ship. I started as an analyst shipping bath accessories. My personal taste is pretty contemporary. I like sleek, clean lines. I visited a store with my buyer, and we saw contemporary soapstone and marble bath accessories. And I said, wow, these are really cool. They must be doing great. My buyer said, okay, well, we'll see. Then we see these hideous, kitschy, country-looking ceramic cat things. The lotion pump was a cat. The tissue box had a cat like this big on it. I said, these look hideous. They're probably doing terrible. She said, okay, we'll see. We got back to the office and pulled selling reports. The cat items were the #1 sellers, turning the quickest. All the contemporary stuff I loved was absolutely heinous. I learned the lesson that if I had been the buyer and relied only on my own taste level, I would have missed opportunities that customer was looking for. You also need to apply the skills and knowledge you have to any product. After my time in bath accessories, I got transferred to rugs. I went to school for fashion merchandising, and I have a background in pattern making and construction. I thought to myself, really? All my training in high fashion and I'm shipping rugs? My aha moment came when my department was talking about the fabrication of a certain rug. Everyone's going, what is that? And so without even thinking, I blurted out the definition of the fiber and why it was such a great value. Everyone was looking at me like, what? And I thought, oh my gosh, I do know about this. That's where I learned that I could be passionate about any product I shipped. It was much easier for me to make decisions once I realized that we're all students of the business. When it really clicks, you will really A, see the value in what you do, and B, drive the business. You say, it's not numbers, it's product, and I want to know more. I see something interesting, let me dig in and learn more. I'm adding value and I want to keep learning. You have to strive to want to get to that point. You always have to remember to ask questions. Ask why you're doing it, why someone needs that information, so you don't spend a lot of time looking for it and pulling out things that they don't need. It gets easier to do that the longer you're here, and in doing that, you're going to give them the information that they want. As an analyst, you're the buyer for the stores. You take the product that the buyer buys for the DCs and create a mix for our stores. You do this by analyzing performance and setting up a strategy in our shipping systems. I have a lot of flexibility. I have set tasks to do, but at the same time, I need to be prepared to take on additional work that's thrown at me. A lot of distractions come with this job. People are always asking me, can you pull this report for me so I can see how this is performing? What are you shipping this week? I need an update. How much have you shipped this week? Can you look into this? Did you notice these POs? A lot of these questions are being asked. From what I've seen, my responsibilities are only to grow as I move through the career path. So I feel pretty good that I'm being challenged by taking on more responsibilities.